if we ask ChatGPT for citing anything, then it completely provides misinformation, wrong information. Why?
Yeah. So it's the nature of the autocomplete. If you ask it for something, it will try to satisfy what you're asking for. If it can get it with facts, it will do that. If it can't, it will make up facts, which is not how we want it to work, but that's kind of how it works. The lesson to be learned here is not only do we need to insist on the AI to be trustworthy, that it should cite its sources, but we have to go verify those sources. We can't accept that they're true. Remember the lawyer that I talked about who submitted a case in court and cited previous cases that turned out not to be true because ChatGPT made those up. And he didn't verify the cases and therefore submitted them to the judge and got in a lot of trouble for that. So we're going to need to insist on our AI to show its work. And like for instance, if you were in math class and I gave you an equation to solve, I don't want you just to give me the answer. I want you to show me your work so that I can know that you, in fact, did that work and that you understand and what the thought process was that you went through on it. We've got to insist on that and verify sources. So a question in the chat, how is AI interrelated with linguistics? That's a good question. I think there's even at one point let's see, might have had vague reference to that here in my slides, but not directly. But yeah, so natural language processing very much relates to linguistics. The ability to do reasoning, which is something also we do with our language. I mean, LLMs are all about, so this is large language models. This is language. So very much it relates to this. Now, not all of these areas relate to it. For instance, if you're talking about motion and manipulation, this is robotics, and that might not deal very much with linguistics, but some of these others definitely do. To me, this is what makes AI so very interesting. It's the same reason that to me, cybersecurity is so very interesting. With cybersecurity, we've got a sort of bringing together a confluence of academia, of technology, of industry, of psychology, sociology, of ethics. All of these things come together in the area of cybersecurity. And AI has a similar kind of confluence where you can have experts from a lot of different areas that need to be involved in this. You know, people who are experts, perception. Okay, this is a whole field within psychology. I took a course in this back when I was in school about how do we see things? How do we hear things? How can our senses be tricked into thinking that one thing is further than another in a picture just because of the way that we use cues to indicate depth and distance and things of that sort. So that's a whole area where psychology comes in. Obviously, linguistics can fit in here into natural language. Educators, have a good sense of how people learn. A psychologist will as well. It's interesting how cross-disciplinary a field like cybersecurity and another field like AI could be. For the first time in my class, I finally have someone who is not a computer science major. All of my classes I've taught up to this point have only been open to computer science majors, but I have someone now in my class that's basically, they're studying basically, I can't remember the exact major that she's in, but it's looking at the impact of technology on society. And I was thrilled to have her in the class because she'll bring a different perspective than just the hardcore technical people would. She'll be thinking about other things that they may not. And that's what we need to inform us in this. All right, very good. You're welcome. Thank you for the question as well. All right, we're 1 minute past the scheduled time, I think, then. So I will conclude unless I'll ask one more time if there are any more comments or questions. If not, then I will stop.
Have any question, anyone? So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time, information, and lecture about cybersecurity, adversarial AI, layered the chatbots, deepfakes, and more. I think our student understand about the essential of artificial intelligence in their future generation. So thank you again.
Yes, thank you all for your attention, and best of luck to you in your studies. Take care, everyone.